Hi, and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jackie Lee. Today on Into the Shadows, we're going to be pulling a shadow card, and we're going to see what shadow aspect of ourselves Spirit wants us to be looking at or trying to heal or understanding or just recognizing even that it's there. So just with the intention that these videos find those who need them when they need them. However, it doesn't mean the entire video is for you or the entire message. It just might be that a portion is meant for you. So take whatever resonates with you and then just leave the rest behind. No need to worry about it. So we're going to ask Spirit for one card for what shadow aspect of ourselves does Spirit want us to be examining, healing, understanding, recognizing that it even exists, right? Sometimes some of our shadow aspects, we're like, no, I don't have an abandonment issue. That's not a problem. But as it turns out, we do. So let's see what shadow aspect. Ooh, live as one whole. So shadow, light, embodiment. So what this means is to live it as a whole, is it to like accept the good aspects and accept the shadow aspects, right? So to accept that, maybe you're a funny, charismatic, smart individual, but also to understand that you have these pains, you're funny because you were bullied as a kid. And so you had to, use your wit in order to sort of temper that bullying or, it could be any aspect of it, really. But what Spirit is saying here is that understand that you as a whole person is acknowledging all aspects of yourself. So you're acknowledging the good parts of yourself and you're acknowledging the bad parts of yourself, or you're acknowledging the enlightened parts of yourself, and you're acknowledging, your shadow self, the traumas you still need to deal with, the hurt that's been caused to you, the hurt even that you've caused to other people. And so Spirit is really just saying, accept yourself as a whole, well-rounded, really, individual, right? You've got your good sides, you got your bad side. We want to focus on that which is good about us, that which is, that you want to amplify. Maybe it's you're extremely organized. So, we want to keep that up with that organization, whatever it is. But then on the other side, we also want to acknowledge that it exists, acknowledge that it happened, acknowledge that it's there, and work towards healing and accepting, right? Accepting your past, accepting your trauma, accepting that it's there, and that it will always be there, but that's part of what makes you whole. That's part of what makes you who you are, right? If you didn't have this shadow side of yourself, you wouldn't be the person you were, right? If you weren't bullied in school, you wouldn't have got the wit and humor that you got. And so the bad parts of you, let's say, are also there in combination with the good parts. Some of these good parts wouldn't have been there if not for the bad parts. So kind of accepting yourself as a whole and accepting what's there, and that just accepting that, yes, this happened to me, or this was an event in my life, or this was, traumatic, but that's okay. That's part of who I am. It's not my entire self, right? That's part of who I am, but I'm okay. And I am now, in this state. So, maybe you were a child and you're stuck in an abusive household, but now I'm out of that. I accept that happened. I'm healing. I'm dealing with a therapist to, work on the trauma from that. But that has made me who I am now. And now I am not trapped in that. Now I am not stuck in that. So let's get some advice for you on how to help, I guess, accept both your light and your shadow, right? And sometimes accepting the light can be hard too, right? Especially when you have those shadow sides and people are like, oh, I'm not good at that, when they're actually absolutely amazing or talented, but they can't see how good they are. At, say, art, or it's singing, or, it can be anything, at math, because they've been so traumatized or so, put down, you're not good enough, you're not this, you're not that. They don't even see how much light they have, they don't even see that, oh, wow, you have this talent and this talent and that talent, because they have this pushing them down saying, no, you're not talented, that's not good enough, it's never going to be good enough. So accepting both, accepting that you are good at all this stuff and accepting that, yes, you do have this shadow side. So let's see what advice Spirit has for us to deal with this, to sort of heal, get over, understand better. Okay, ooh. So we have the reversed Queen of Swords. And this is actually about kind of being cold or bitter or isolated. And Spirit's not telling you to do that. Spirit is telling you to get out of that. Don't become this cold, bitter person. Because of your dark side, don't isolate yourself. If, maybe you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, right? My bright side isn't bright enough, or I have these dark aspects and people aren't going to like me. But don't isolate yourself. Don't become bitter from what this is, right? Accept all parts of you. Okay, can we get another? There we go. Okay, and move forward. Okay. So we need to move forward in life, right? And move forward. I mean, it's so easy to just be like, just move forward. It's fine. Just keep going. That's the past. Leave it in the past, right? Moving forward is not just about, okay, I'm just going to take You're taking steps, but it's not about I'm physically walking, right? I'm not, okay, I'm going to move forward. So I'm just going to walk. No, it's about, okay, I have to deal with my shadow aspect. So I am going to go to therapy and I'm going to deal with it. And that's my steps forward. That's my charging forward. I'm dealing with my shadow self. And then maybe on this side, it's like, no, I'm going to recognize that I'm really good at art. I'm going to start taking an art class. I'm going to recognize I'm very good at, math, and I'm going to start going into accounting or whatever it is. So it's just really about, don't, try not to be too, this can also be like, overly emotional or influenced by others, right? So let's not be influenced by others' opinions of us. Let's not get overly emotional about others, their opinion or even about ourselves. What, like this bad thing happened. So nothing good can ever happen because this is bad. So there's no ever good, right? Not becoming, obviously we can be upset. We can be sad. We can work through our emotions, but not to take them too far, not to be like, because this happened, this can never happen. Or because this happened, I'm completely ruined and no one will ever like me or whatever it is. And don't fall into that bitterness, that coldness, that I'm just going to isolate myself, right? People always hurt me, so I'm just never going to be around people. That's not the solution, right? Instead, the solution is to find the people that aren't going to hurt you. And you usually find those people once you start healing and getting out of your cycle that is allowing you to only allow abusive people into your sphere because you don't feel comfortable with people aren't, right? Like the devil so if you were always around negative people growing up, abusive people growing up, that's who you feel comfortable around. That's who you understand, even though you may not want to be around that, even though you're like, no, I am looking for good people. But when you find that good person, it doesn't feel comfortable. It feels odd. It feels weird. It feels like, what are your alternative motives? What else are you doing? Like, I don't understand this. Why are you just being so nice? Why are you being nice just to be nice? Like, this doesn't make sense. And so you end up back with those mean, horrible people because you're like, I get these people. Yeah, you're mean. I understand meanness. So I end up back in this cycle. And so we don't want to do that, but we don't want to just isolate and say, okay, we're going to be around no people. We're just isolating because people are bad and I don't want to be in this cycle. So I'm just going to sit here by myself. No, we got to get in a good cycle. We got to jump on that good wheel where we're around good people who want to help us and share with us and are kind and aren't going to try and hurt us. And so it's not to isolate, it's to go out and first of all, deal with the trauma, and understand it, and then go out and find those good people. And also once you've dealt with like your trauma and you're accepting that I am a good person, I have this light and it's okay that this happened to me and this was an event in my life, I'm healing this, I'm accepting that I'm a good person. When you go out and you find those negative people, you're more likely to be like, that's just a negative person. I don't want negativity in my life. They can just go. And then the next person comes along. Oh, they're such a wonderful person. Okay, I'm going to see where this goes. I'm going to feel this out. I'm going to, ask them to go out for lunch or to go to a movie, whatever it is, because this person seems like a good person. And so you're supposed to be moving forward, right? Moving forward in your life and understanding that you are a whole person. So let's try to get one card. Oh, that was a few cards. That was more than a few cards. We're going to get a card for the step you should take. So your next step. So what's this next step? Oh, look at that. And this card's about progression. So this can be about expansion, having foresight, right? It's coming off the Two of Wands, where you're sitting there and you're planning and you have a vision, and you're starting to sort of take those steps, make a little bit of progress. And this is sort of like you're the next step over. So you're still preparing, but you're expanding things. You've gained more knowledge, you've gained more insight. You're seeing, instead of before you sort of had this vision like this, your vision is opening up a bit. You're seeing more. You're growing. It can also be about having like opportunities overseas or having foresight, right? So what your next step, like having foresight. So it might be that when a negative person enters your life or comes at you, to have the foresight, right? To see that is just them. That's that person. That has nothing to do with me. They're a bad person. They have their own trauma. Maybe not bad. They have their own trauma that they're dealing with. That's a reflection of their trauma. That's not a reflection of who I am as a person. And to like, you're expanding your knowledge to see that. So your step is like to start growing on your path, right? We're moving forward on your path to growing, to expansion, to having this foresight, to having this knowledge, to understanding. And that's really where we're sitting here, is that you just sitting in the knowledge and having the knowledge and being able to see, right? You're looking out and you're seeing, and I've got this whole span of people here. I don't know why we keep going back to that, but we have this whole span of people here, and I can see this broad spectrum, and I also have the foresight, the know-how, it's not the know-how, know-with-all. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but that, okay, I can see you're acting like this. You're a negative person. I don't want you in your life. Oh, you seem like you're a good person. You seem like, you're charity, you're helping, You seem like a good person. This person, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know how to read you. But that's okay, because I am moving forward, and I'll move forward in this relationship, and but I'll do it slow, and I'll see, okay, yeah, you seem to be consistently good. Or, oh, there's something here. Oh, no, I can see now. I'm starting to feel you out. I realize it's not about me that you're doing this. I realize that it's about you. And now I realize I don't want that in my life. So now I'm going to cut you out. So it's not about isolating. It's about moving forward, meeting new people, experiencing new things, but having this growth within yourself, like having learnt, having expanded your horizon, so that you can understand and you can discern between those people that are good for you and those people that are negative for you, who you wouldn't want around in your life. And I think you need a spirit animal today for this reading. That's what I feel. So let's see, get you a spirit animal today as a message for you in how you should go forth. I don't think anything, maybe one flipped over, but I don't think it did. Oh, and we got two, so we'll take them. So the first one is, revealer of truth, Coyote. So Coyote is the revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time for play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Okay? So make sure, don't take things too seriously. Don't be going into relationships. I don't mean romantic necessarily, right? I'm talking about all your relationships. Don't go into relationships being like, oh, I got to sit here and I got to discern and I'll have to ask you these questions. Just make time for play, make time for relaxation, make time for just, that joy of when you were a child and you just ran around and you played and didn't really matter if the kid was a good kid or not a good kid because you were swinging together or going on the monkey bars, so just make time for that play. Don't be too serious about it, but great wisdom comes from laughing at your own jollies, right? So wisdom from laughing at your own stupid little things that you've done in your life, or, being able to look back and laugh and be like, oh my gosh, man, was I in a crazy headspace that I would have dated them or that I would have accepted them as a friend, or, isn't that like just being able to sort of and not take joy out of your stupidness when you were younger or your unhealedness when you were younger, but understanding that look how far I've come, right? I can smile and look back and be like, man, boy, was I in a negative headspace at that time, but look how far I've come, right? You can take some joy out of looking how far that you have come and look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them, right? So you're looking out. So as you're moving forward, we're discerning who are you, 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 and we're looking for those deceitful people and those not deceitful people. And when we find them, we're going to learn, people who are, just come on strong and you're so great, to you, you're so great, you're wonderful, you're the best in the world, I want to be just like you. That actually, that's a form of manipulation and control, because they would love bomb you, right? Like, oh, you're so great, you're so wonderful, everything's perfect. And then next thing you know, they're turning and it's, oh, you're a bad person, you're horrible, you do nothing right. And so if you learn from, oh, last time I was love bombed like this, last time someone just right away was telling me I was the greatest person in the world, I know that turned. I know that the type of person who does that has a motivation behind it, right? And so I am looking for that person who isn't just right away telling me I'm the greatest person in the world. I'm looking for that person who's just kind of, we're just going forward and learning about each other, and they find out something about me that they find interesting. Oh, that's interesting, that's cool, tell me more. But it's not this over the top of, wow, that's so wonderful, you're the greatest, isn't it? It's more of a natural sort of, how you might react to somebody. And then we have our tiger. So this is fire. Get the fire in you. So I choose to be unstoppable, right? We're not stopping. We're moving forward. You're going to be unstoppable. My passion is my power, right? So figure out what you want. Figure out how you're expanding. Figure out where you're going. Figure out what you want. And your passion is going to be your power. Your passion to find healthy relationships. Your passion to accept yourself as a whole person. Your passion to move forward in life in a healthier way. That's going to be your power. It says, I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. All right. So I choose to be unstoppable. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. So your passion for what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, that's your power. You're passionate about something, you're going to accomplish it. You're bold, you're brave, and mighty forces will come to your aid. So the powers that be will come, and you will find, as you are brave, as you do step forward, as you do expand yourself, as you do find those good people to be in relationships with, you will find that power, because as you have good people standing beside you when these horrible people do bad things or put you down or whatever it is, you're going to recognize it. You're going to be like, no, I am a good person. I am this. I have these good people around me. You're saying that because of who you are. You're saying that because of your unhealed trauma. You're saying that because you're a negative person, not because I have faults, but because of who you are and because of your faults. So I hope that makes sense. I hope this helped you. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.